What's going on, ninjas? What is going on this freaky Friday? Or wait, no, it's Sneaky Saturday. That's right. And you know, up in Sneaky Saturday, we're always up to something sneaky. So got a big project going on, and this is only going to be the first part of it. But as you can see, we pulled out all this old weed blocker. First of all, it was done wrong, and I was aware of that, but just never really had time to mess with it, and I just left it as is. So what we're doing is we pulled all this out. I'm getting ready to weed eat through here and basically burn it all down to the ground as much as possible. I don't want any weeds in here. I don't want any grass. And we're going to blow everything out one last time. And then we're going to put down the new weed blocker all the way around. For today, we're only going to be focusing on the front, of course. And Dan, what's up, Busy Bee? What are you doing, buddy? How you been today? Yeah, not too. Oh, thanks for asking. What are you doing here? What, out a little bit. Are you leveling it out? You're leveling it out a little bit. Yep. You're leveling it. Okay. So there's like a little hump here, and so we're gonna just. I told him take a pick and just kind of kick some dirt around and take a rake and level it out a little bit. There's a pretty decent hump here. And then what we're gonna do after we put the weed blocker down. That's obviously not gonna be today, but I am wanting to put rock down. I want to go ahead. I'm tired of putting mulch. I put mulch one time, and since I purchased this home, and it lasted for about a year and a half, and then I just never fooled with it again and just, you know, left it as is. But I do want to go ahead and put white rock all the way around, so that way, one, it'll look nice, and two, I don't have to, you know, it's maintenance free. Well, it's maintenance easy. I mean, you're still gonna have to spray occasionally for some weeds and stuff, but it's not going to be anything like mulch. You'll never have to do it again. So that is what we're doing, ninjas. I'll set you up and get you some footage of me weed eating around here. I told Busy Bee to weed eat, and yeah, I don't know what you weed eating. But anyway, I probably won't have to weed eat as much in this area because he's obviously going to be digging and leveling, but that is a big project. So like I said, this is going to be a continuing on into next week, but I do want to get this front done. I will at some point come through here and readjust these, and we're gonna, you know, line up all the rocks nicely. And yeah, you ready? Yep. You ready, man? Let's do it. Look at you, look at you. Hey, how'd the brake job go last night? It was a mess. Yeah? How long did it take you? Till about 1 o'clock this morning. Till 1 o'clock this morning? Yeah. So what was wrong with your wheels, man?
I don't know, they put some kind of nuts on them. You couldn't get them off.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there you have it, ninjas. We basically, this is what I call prepping the beds before you continue on. So I got a lot of the weeds out, some of the moss even kicked off, but it cleaned up real nicely. But what I want to do before we start laying the stuff down, I missed the spot right there, is get all these rocks out of it completely, pull them back, all the border, including we're gonna get all these rocks out of here as well. And when we lay the stuff down, I don't want to like run the weed blocker up to the rocks, because you'll have constantly stuff popping up. Then later on, I want to like run the weed blocker right where the border is, and then since we got to redo the border anyway, we're gonna go ahead and just lay the rocks nicely on top of the weed blocker, so that way it'll have some form of better protection than it will if we just run it up to the rocks. At some point I was actually considering changing the border, like getting rid of these rocks, but I'm like, why? The rocks are nice, they look good, they're in good shape. Obviously they're just disoriented all over the place, but once we actually make a nice border with them, I think it'll look really good. So not only am I going to save a little money not changing them, but I'm also just saving time of not worrying about picking up something else, or you know, somehow figuring out where to dispose all this rock. All right, we got all the rocks out except these. We still got to do those, but all the bed, the border I should say. Busy Bee's right over there just cleaning it up a little bit and edging it, but I'm gonna go ahead and break out the Stihl bed redefiner, and we're gonna redo this, and it'll look really nice when we get ready to, after blow off and clean up and get ready to put all these rocks back. It's gonna look really nice. So I haven't used that Stihl bed redefiner for over a year, so we'll see if it starts up and how she acts. Here it is. So let's get her fired up. So as I mentioned, I haven't fired this thing up in over a year. Just, it's really more or less a specialty tool, and we didn't really do much of anything as far as bed redefining this last year. So let's see, it's got plenty of fuel. We'll go ahead and choke it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's see how it goes. I guess that's a no-go. The next thing I think we should do is probably take the air filter out, take a look at it. As I mentioned, this thing's been sitting for over a year. So I took the air filter off, and I mean, it practically looks brand new. Took the spark plug out and it was pure black. So Busy Bee just went to get a torch, and we're gonna torch it. Ready to torch that thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
As you can ninja see, trying to get it to focus. Pretty black. So hopefully Busy Bee can clean that up a little.
Perfect.
So we just put her back in. Let's see what happens. So it still wouldn't fire, and it just sounds like it's not picking up any fire at all.
Well, that's a valve, it looks like.
Yeah, I just wanted to look at it. Two more things that we're going to check is see if the plug is getting fire at all, and then I'm going to take this thing off over here from the muffler to see if that's not maybe choking it. It's definitely getting power. I mean, it's firing, so it's not the plug, so that's a good thing. It means it's not a bad plug. We also ended up dumping all the old fuel that was in there for a year at least, if not longer, and we put some fresh fuel in it. So let's see what it does. I'm not going to choke it this time, we're just going to pull it. It already sounds better. Well, we're definitely going to get this fixed right now. Here comes the professional with all his tools. Look at that. I got my own private professional right here. At hand, ninjas. Look at that. Nice backpack, buddy. What you got in there?
A little bit of everything.
$1 million?
Be nice.
It's probably worth that, if not close. Man, you do come prepared. Well, we're making progress, I think. So Busy Bee is completely taking this apart. And before you know it, we're going to be like, yeah, this is no good. Let's test it for a drop. Let's see what the inspector here has to say. Oh yeah, he's breaking this thing apart.
All right. What did we get into?
All right, looks good. Let's try this again. So I adjusted the valves, correct? We did pull that screen out. I cleaned it. We put it back. And fresh fuel. So let's give it a shot. Good job, Busy Bee. We did it, man. We did it. It's not like we've done this before or anything like that, you know.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing, you know. Just kind of playing around.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, it's my first time owning a weed eater. All right. So let's put the plastic back. So with new fuel, adjusting the valves just a little bit, taking off the screen over there from the muffler and cleaning it out with one of these right here. It fired right back up, so it just needed a little loving. That's all, man. Just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. So I think we're in business. So sometimes, you know, try to fix it yourself before you run to the shop. And there has been times, ninjas, where me and Busy Bee both really had no idea what was going on. Kind of like that pole saw. Remember, we did everything that we possibly could. We even replaced the carburetor, and it still was messing up on me. So I ended up having to take that in, and they, you know, fixed it for me. What'd they say it was wrong with that, by the way?
Fuel lines are a little too long.
The fuel lines were just a little too long. Can you believe that? I mean, who would have thought? But so they just cut that off, and I think they charged me like 30-40 bucks or something. It was nothing crazy. But you know, I always will try to fix my own stuff, and then there's a limit when you waste too much time on it, and you know, I'm not willing to dedicate any more time to it, so then I'll take it. But I'll always try it myself, and I'll 9 times out of 10 with just piddling around, you know, air filter, fresh fuel, take off the screen off the muffler, check the valves. Stihls are known to having their valves being adjusted. They're just known for that. There's an old saying that I've always heard in the past, that you keep the valves adjusted on a Stihl and it'll run for life. Not sure if that's true or not, but I do know that they like to get touched up every once in a while, especially if you don't use it. It's got some weight to it. Sucker's got some weight to it. Hey, Busy Bee, man, you're looking fly in them Versace's, man. What you doing, Busy Bee?
Not much.
Not much. Yeah. What are you doing? What are we putting down here?
Just putting a little bit of weed barrier down.
Weed barrier down. So ninjas, figured I'd give you a quick little update because What are we hearing? And then I know it's some of it is your stomach, but
a little bit of thunder.
A little bit of thunder. They're calling for some rain, actually, by surprise, because I never looked at the weather channel like I normally do, and I think we heard some thundering.
Sounds like it. I don't know what it is.
Could have been gunshots.
Ain't no telling.
Yeah, you always hear gunshots around here. But anyway, I wanted to give you a quick update how far progress we've made. Pain in the tail, the least I could say, correct?
Yeah.
At least around here where these bushes are, because you're having to properly cut holes and fit the bush through the hole. And this is totally going south. I did not mean it to go that direction, but it really is a pain, especially you're working in a small area. As you can see, these are little boxes right here. So I wanted to get this out the way. Now it's going to be a lot easier as we're going over here into the opening because very minimum shrubbery. Like I've got a couple of rose bushes just through here, but nothing too crazy. A lot of the open area, it'll be super nice to just lay it down. And of course we'll still have to cut it, but it's actually cold, believe it or not. I actually put a jacket on just because, I mean, in the wind, I'm sure you can probably hear it through camera. But anyway, so we're not going to obviously get this done today. I was hoping, and if the rain wasn't moving in, we'd totally be able to, but doesn't seem to be the case. So I wanted to go ahead and give you an update of the progress that we have been making and made. But it's looking good. We're taking our time, we're doing it right, we're overlapping. So anytime you're putting down any kind of weed barrier, always at least 1 or 2 inches, overlap it. So that way it stays secure and you get the most out of that weed barrier for weeds coming through, correct? Yep. Would you say?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Are we working tomorrow? Are you working tomorrow?
Hopefully.
Hope? What does that mean? I need to know right now on camera to the ninjas. Are you working tomorrow?
I'll let you know the time.
You see this, ninjas? You see what I'm dealing with? I never know if he's going to show up or not. He'll just let me know. He's too busy, but he's talking about going and getting a tattoo.
Nah.
What tattoo are you getting?
No tell.
Lower back?
Maybe.
You can put sgninjas? Anyway, are you really going to get one?
No.
Or your girlfriend's talking about it?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, he's talking about tattoos over here, but he's like, I don't know if I'm going to work tomorrow or not. But anyway, so I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to conclude the video, depending if the rain actually hits us or not. So I wanted to just show you the process. We've actually done a lot today, believe it or not, even though we lost a little time with that Stihl, just piddling with it. But we got it going, and it did a really good job. It outlined it really nicely, and I am so excited. I can't wait to finish this so we can go ahead and get the rock in, and it'll be nice putting the rock down because I'm gonna go ahead and rent a dingo, and but I'll deliver all the rock and stuff with my dump trailer, of course, and then I'll just empty it like probably over there where the trucks are parked, and then when I get the dingo, I'll just scoop it up with the dingo and carry it on over here, and then I'll have Busy Bee straighten it out, level it out, you know working on straightening him out. So ninjas, hope you enjoyed for what I was able to show you. Thank you for tuning in for another one. Oh my goodness. Busy Bee, why aren't you telling me that the screen is dirty, man?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? What are you looking at?
I don't know, somewhere over here.
Okay. So yeah, thank you for tuning in for another one.
Yep.
Yep, there you go. That's your word, man. Yep. All right. We'll see you later. Bye, Busy Bee.
Saving green. Saving